Dionisio at the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. Swakowski, the big right-hander, lets it go. It's right down Broadway. Dionisio lets it fly, and it's raining now.
It's time for Rain Delay Theater with Jeremy Dionisio and Jack Swakowski.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Rain Delay Theater, the podcast where two bums talk about other bums at baseball games. I'm Jack Swakowski.
And I'm Jeremy Dionisio.
And we're coming off a week off here. We are well rested and ready to attend the Chicago Sports Spectacular later this week. So we'll have a little preview of what that's going to look like, as well as some odds and ends. There's been some news since the last time we recorded. The MLB came out with their postseason awards, which is pretty cool. The Hall of Fame ballot was just released today, the day we're recording this. So we'll touch a little bit on that. And there has been some movement on the manager front as well, as far as some guys being hired, which usually happens right after the World Series ends. So we've got all of that to catch up on this week here on Rain Delay Theater.
Yeah, right. And sorry, I feel like I don't know if we really teed up that we were going to take last week off on the previous episode. So, so hopefully people were stockpiled a little bit or went back to another episode or something. We'll try to tee those up next time, give some warning. But yeah, took the last week off just because we were hitting it hard pretty much. I don't think we missed a week all season. So things slow down a little bit here in the off season, but a lot of stuff builds up, and this sports spectacular. It's becoming like a, there's like these mile markers in the off season, right? So there's like the sports spectacular in November. There's the Cubs convention in January, and then I think we definitely should try to do some basketball games or something. I don't think we did any last off season. I think it was a busy time. In fact, I think it was about a year ago that I was doing that. It was definitely a year ago. I think it might have even been like a year ago this week that the floor thing happened where I was my episode. So
right. I
keep thinking about what happened last year. And I'm like, oh yeah, that was very time consuming. Like doing all that, all the watching and stuff. So, hopefully a little more free time this year in the off season to do some games and stuff. I wish that those wrestling, federation. I don't think they're around anymore. But
oh, that's too bad. What do you think happened? Do you think they folded?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's just tough times. I'm sure that it was a lot to coordinate putting those things together, but it certainly would be fun to do another one of those for the podcast. So I'll keep
see what the family's up to, right?
Yeah, right. I always think about Lunatic Fringe, which was the first time that was some tag team, I think, and that was the first time I heard that term, but that's a term that I just was not familiar with, I guess. But yeah. There's I'll keep my ears open. I'm sure we can find something kind of oddball or something. And there's been a lot of things we've talked about over the years. So it would be cool to get a couple things going here before baseball picks back up again. So
yeah, absolutely.
One thing that I did over the weekend, it's just no rest for the weary. Even though I'm getting ready for the Chicago Sports Spectacular, there was a small card show in the Western Burbs, and there was a couple guys signing. So I went to that yesterday. Joey Cora was signing, and Lance Johnson was signing.
Oh, that's cool, man. We've tried to get Joey Cora at the bus a couple times, and he's had no interest in signing. So that's a pretty good one to get.
Yeah, it was not bad. And the price was right, too. It was $15 each.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I'd do that all day.
Yeah, it sucks, man. These shows are always on Sundays, man. So,
yep.
I know. I feel like we would be going to pretty much every single one of them if you were off. But it was pretty cool. Lance Johnson got added kind of late too, because there was some a scheduling change. But yeah, Joey Cora. So ended up getting Joey Cora, and one thing I forget about Jack is that he's the brother of Alex Cora.
Oh yeah,
and Alex Cora is an asshole.
He sure is. Yeah.
Yeah, a dumbass, and so it's oh, okay, well, that kind of makes sense that Joey Cora would kind of be similar, as at least at the very best aloof, you know. So I showed up. I do this thing where I kind of like show up a little later, so like I don't wait in the line. Number one, to not have to wait in line, and number two, so it's not as rushed. So I showed up. I tempted fate though. I flew a little too close to the sun because I almost missed Joey Cora.
Jeez.
He had already gone to like the back room to sign like a pile of jerseys and whatever else the promoters have him signing. So I went back there, and like he already had like a blue Sharpie in his hand, and the guy goes like, he's already got blue, is that okay? Because I had my Sharpie in my hand, and I said like, yeah, that's fine. And like their Sharpie was not as good as mine, so it's fine. The autograph is fine, but it's a little fatter than I would have cared for. But I got him to do the 05 World Series champs inscription because he was the third base coach for that team. So it was pretty cool. It's a cool card, 93 tops. So yeah, knocked that one out. He was cool too. Like he kind of like gave me like a head nod, like, you know, take care, or like, you know, thank you or whatever. So that was pretty nice. That was cool. And then I ended up getting Lance Johnson. I had to go with a Cubs card for Lance Johnson, because just if given the choice, I'll always go Cubs. But that was a funny exchange. He was like, so the inscriptions were $10 extra, which is pretty cheap. So I threw one on there, and I wanted him to sign One Dog.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right? Like, that's one of the best nicknames, and I wish I would have told him that. I was, like, kind of walking over to the stage where he was signing, and I heard some guys like, oh, man, just the fact that he wrote One Dog on there is so cool. And so then I'm like, oh, man, does he sign One Dog, like, automatically?
Yeah.
And I didn't have to pay for an inscription. And then I was, like, looking to see what else I could have him inscribe, and so he was like a 97 All-Star, I think. So I'm like, maybe I'll have him add that. But I got up to the table, and like the handler guy just takes the tickets, whatever. I got up to Lance Johnson, and he started signing, and I say like, yeah, and if you could add One Dog, that would be cool. And he's like, I always do.
Nice.
And yeah, so it's cool. So he signed it. Yeah, Lance Johnson. He's got a really nice signature, and then just One Dog next to it. And then I was like, but I'm like, I didn't want to cram up the card anymore, and like it just wasn't like, it just all happened very quickly. So I didn't even get the like All-Star inscription. So I basically paid for an inscription that I didn't use. It was $10, not a big deal, but sure. But yeah, it was cool. And whenever you can get like someone with that, with a cool nickname, I always try to go for that. So it was pretty cool overall.
Yeah, for sure, man. Looking at his stats, he had a lot of triples. Like he had 21 triples in 1996. I don't even know how you do that.
I wanted to have something like I do like guys who get triples. Like I just sent it through the mail to George Altman, Cub from like the 60s and 70s, and he led the league in triples one year, and I almost wanted to ask him to inscribe something like, like 1962 triples leader or something.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of something with Lance Johnson, because I think he led the league in triples, like maybe he like led or tied for the lead like 4 or 5 times, I think, in his career.
It's 5 times here according to Baseball Reference.
Yeah. So I was like, is there a non-clunky way to ask for that? But I was doing that while I was in line, so I just didn't have time to think about it. But yeah, that would be cool, and maybe they'll have him back. They seem to kind of cycle through these guys every handful of years or so. So
sure,
yeah. But
yeah, that's a good one, Jeremy.
Cool.
Well, yeah, maybe by some mischance I'll have a Sunday off sometime, be able to go.
I know. I was thinking it's like, they kind of almost do them like once a month, so it's like you couldn't really just take it off every month. So like, yeah, it's too bad. And like I would get something done for you if you wanted, but like, that also is not as fun. So
right.
Yeah, it's too bad that they just do them like on Sundays of all days, especially on like in football season. It's like, man, do it on a Saturday. So like, because I had to rush home and make the Bears game, so it was it wasn't ideal, but at least, again, it's like one of these little things to get you through the off season. So
for sure. Well, that's it's awesome. You have to show me a picture of that Cora.
Yeah, most definitely. He could have signed it a little lower, but that's a whole other thing. But I guess getting ink from a Cora brother is a win in and of itself. So
right.
But yeah, so all right, so that's that. For the sake of time sensitiveness, the Hall of Fame ballot was announced today. I mean, I think it's weird that they like have an announcement for the Hall of Fame ballot because you can kind of like it's not like a secret who's on it.
Yeah.
But it like officially was released today. And looks like what is there 3, 4, 5, 6? Is there like 27 guys on it? I think if I can count the headshots really quick. Handful of new guys, a couple carryovers from previous seasons. Yeah, Jack, I don't know. Did anyone stand out to you like particularly? Like just real quick hit on it?
Well, I was going to say I think this is his first year on the ballot, but I know at least one guy who's going to vote for Cole Hamels, or who would if he had a Hall of Fame vote. But John Birdie, obviously. It's a strange first class. I could see all of the guys who are on this ballot for the first time just dropping off after this year. I actually think Cole Hamels is one of the only guys who has a chance to maybe stay on it. But guys like Sin-Soo Choo or Edwin Encarnacion, like these guys are just going to drop off. Gio Gonzalez, Nick Markakis, Daniel Murphy. Hey, Hunter Pence, I love the guy. He signed for me, but it's like, these guys are just going to drop right off.
Yeah, I hate to say it. It's a bit underwhelming for sure.
Yep.
And like, Braun, like, if that didn't happen with the steroid stuff, I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer either way.
No.
Yeah.
There's a chance he might stay on, but and I haven't looked at his career numbers in a while, but he had like a Mike Trout career that we were talking about last time, only like way less heralded. The first 5 or 6 years of his career were really good, and then he just started getting hurt, and there's nothing there after that.
I think one of the interesting things that I saw, I don't even know, it might have been The Athletic or maybe it was Yahoo Sports or something, like he has like almost identical numbers to Dick Allen. And Dick Allen just got in from the Veterans Committee or whatever special committee it was. So that gave me some sort of like, pause. But I think just like the whole like steroid thing, I think probably killed his chances in general. But
that is weird though, Jeremy. I mean, and hey, he did hit 296 for his career with 352 homers, but yeah, I mean, Dick Allen also didn't throw a sample collector under the bus, so
right.
I don't know.
And he was smoking heaters on the sideline, on the in the dugout and stuff too. So yeah, exactly. If they put in, if Braun somehow gets in that sample collector, that should get like into like the special wing of the Hall of Fame, just as a make good. But yeah, it's an underwhelming class, unfortunately. Side note too, included in the checklist of this year's Topps update, John Birdie in a Cubs uniform.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so I don't know if I'll ever get a chance to get that signed, but I would do it just for the sake of it being a Cub, but
too bad. Yeah, it's too bad. I think that might be the end of the line for that guy. Although he could be the classic guy next year where he's on a team and we're like, oh, this could be our last chance to get John Birdie if he's on like the Angels or something.
Yeah, right. Yeah, or I don't know if I'm gonna make it to spring training this year, but like I could see him maybe being in camp with someone. Hopefully it's in Arizona, not Florida. But I don't know. That'll be one Cubs card that I guess I'll have to just accept not getting any ink on.
Sure. I think, Jeremy, that the real story for the Hall of Fame is maybe not just the regular ballot, but the I don't know what it's called this year, the Veterans Committee, whatever the modern one that they're voting on, but Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens are on that one, as well as a couple of other really interesting guys. And I will say that maybe we could save this for another episode, but I would like to see at least one of Bonds or Clemens get in, if not both of them this year, just to end this, because they should both be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mean, this is, actually, Jack, we're doing a little behind the scenes talk here. I think we should do an episode on topics that we disagree on. Because
sure.
I'm always sensitive about like which ones we agree on, which ones we don't, and do we disagree enough on the podcast. But like maybe we should do one where we disagree on topics we disagree on, because like I think that is one that we've historically disagreed on.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be good. And, yeah, maybe we can also talk about like the All-Star Game and the World Baseball Classic and stuff like that. It could be interesting.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to it just going away.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't know. At this point, I guess I don't care. Like it's like, the DH is gone. There's every team plays every team. Like it's like some of those classic things of baseball have gone by the wayside. They start with a guy on second base in the extra innings.
Hey, they should do it in the playoffs too.
Yeah, that's definitely controversial.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. And then we talked about at some point about Clemens, signing for us and stuff. So there's all that stuff. So maybe we could get more in depth on some of these things. But yeah, that is coming up. That's coming up a lot sooner. And yeah, I saw that, and I'm also very much wondering. I feel like a handful of guys could get in from that ballot. Yeah, it's Carlos Delgado, Jeff Kent, Don Mattingly, Dale Murphy. So right there, those two, Mattingly and Murphy, very interesting cases. Gary Sheffield and Fernando Valenzuela. So, yeah.
Yeah, every single one of those guys is interesting. I hope Dale Murphy gets in just because I pulled that autograph card from him, which was freaking sweet.
That's right.
But yeah, Mattingly is an interesting case, and Delgado, I like. I always liked Delgado as a player too. Jeff Kent. I mean, if Jeff Kent was in the Hall of Fame and Barry Bonds wasn't, like, what are we doing here? But again, maybe best saved for an episode where we could focus more time on it.
Yeah, most definitely. So food for thought there. All right, cool. And then I don't know. In baseball news, these last couple weeks, like last week was all award winners, and there's been some like coach. I think there's been some new manager signings since our last episode. I don't know.
Yes, there have been.
Number one, I was irate about the Cade Horton thing. I don't know if the fact that he went on the IL hurt him, like right at the end of the season, because they can vote through the end of the season. Okay, so nothing in the playoffs that these guys do affects the voting because their ballots are already due by then. But Cade Horton went on the IL before the season ended, and I think it was announced that he was not going to be available for the playoffs before the season ended. So I don't know if that kind of swung the momentum back to Drake Baldwin's side, but I was pretty irate that Baldwin won over Horton.
Yeah, I think Horton had a better season. Baldwin put up good numbers too, but I can't remember, Jeremy. Did Drake Baldwin play in that game that I think he did that we went to?
I think he did. He did, but I can't be certain. I think he just kind of like got a little less noticeable or a little less notoriety as the season went on. I think he started off pretty strong, and as Horton was ascending, he was kind of like plateauing out. So that's why, I feel like there wasn't much to cling on to with him, and B, like it seemed like Horton surpassed him. But
yeah, I think that the Cubs would have probably beaten the Brewers if they would have had Cade Horton. That was how important he had become to the team by the end of the season, and also how much of an almost sure thing he'd become.
Yeah, it definitely changes the complexion of the whole series. Even the Padres, like with they could have handled their pitching staff completely different in that series. So it was a big difference maker. And and then the Braves were at home during that time. So it's kind of annoying. And then I was thinking like, oh well, it might work out with like those bonuses or something that like the Cubs don't have. Like he won't get an extra year of service time, but he gets it anyway because he finished second in the voting. So he gets credit for like a full year of service time.
The old Chris Bryant rule over there.
Yeah, exactly. So it ends up hurting the Cubs anyway, and he didn't even get the award. So, so that was a bummer. And then my other takeaway was just like the managers of the year and the MVPs are both the same for the last 2 years. So I don't know what that speaks to. Like just that like baseball hasn't really changed that much, or the voters are just like, we're just going to vote for the people who we think deserve it and not try to spread it out or what. But I don't know. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah. Well, first of all, the Manager of the Year award, it's very odd that, there'd never been a consecutive one, at least in the NL. I don't know if that was true for the AL too. I know with Vogt he was the first guy to ever win it in his first 2 years. But yeah, typically the Manager of the Year award seems to go to a guy whose team at the beginning of the year has thought that they're going to be bad.
Yeah.
It seems like that's what happens 90% of the time. So it's weird that Murphy just won it 2 years in a row with, especially the second year with a team that was going to be good. Although I don't think anybody really thought that much of it. I think that with the MVPs, I do wonder if maybe next year, if both of those guys have a good year again, if they have the best year, like will they not win it next year just because of voter fatigue?
Right.
Especially Ohtani. Jeremy, with Aaron Judge, though, I really will admit that I was rooting for Cal Raleigh to win the award. I did see him break the record for catcher home runs in a season. Of course, he would hit many more homers than that. That record, he had 60 home runs. That's never going to be broken by a catcher. Like, no catcher is ever going to hit that many home runs ever again. But also, I think I saw that he caught 17,000 pitches without having a passed ball. He handled that entire pitching staff. He had to manage like the running game, all of that. Like that's and the guy hit 60 home runs on top of that. How are you? And his team made the playoffs.
Yeah.
How can you possibly be more valuable? They made the ALCS, didn't they?
Yeah.
Not that matters because the voting is already over, but it's absurd. I think that both from an emotional standpoint, but also an actual MVP standpoint, I think Raleigh should have won the award.
Yeah, well, side note, Jack, we know that you've hitched your wagon to Cal Raleigh, and I gotta say, you're getting into Jeremy Bryce Harper Fall League territory with that. That you saw Cal Raleigh's 60th homer.
Yeah, Christ, I must have mentioned that every episode since it happened.
I'm just throwing that out there, but
yeah.
But here's something that I don't think the voters think about, which is annoying because it's like, maybe it's just because it's too binary or something, but it's like, look at the situation. If they're close, right? If Judge and Raleigh are close, think about it like this. Who has the better shot of winning again?
Sure.
Judge or Raleigh? And it's like, this might be Raleigh's best season ever, and it might be his only shot to have an argument to win the MVP. So give it to him. It's like Judge has won ones before. He'll probably win some more. So Raleigh, you don't know. I mean, he might run. He might, I would say, Jack, Raleigh might be the best suited to break his own record. So,
Sure.
He could go on some kind of crazy run or something. But this is definitely his best year by far. And it's like, if you want to award it, then go ahead and award it. And let's do it now. Don't wait for him to put together 5 consecutive MVP seasons before you finally give him one. So that's annoying. It's annoying that the voters don't really think that way.
No, that's an excellent point, Jeremy. So yeah, I like the guy, and I do like the Mariners too. So hopefully he wins one at some point.
Yeah,
and he plays absolutely a premium position where Judge. I don't even know if he played the field after August. Yeah, a couple other ones. It was cool to see Paul Skeens win the Cy Young Award. I first of all, just because I pulled that freaking card of him last year, and I know you pulled an auto of his too. So it's only good for the collectability of those. I feel like after Paul Skeens won the award, though, all anybody wanted to talk about was if he was going to get traded to the Yankees.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and then was it? Was it their GM who's like, Paul Skeens will pitch for our team next year or whatever?
I didn't read that, but I'm sure probably something like that.
Is Ben Sherrington still their GM? I forget who they're...
I think he is, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's like, Paul Skeens will be a Pirate next year or something. It's like, okay.
Oh, God. That's sad. What you're going to say after the guy wins his award?
Yeah, it's sad that's what they have to talk about. But was there also... So you're on Baseball Reddit, Jack. Were they talking about Paul Skeens' reactions or lack thereof?
Maybe if they did, though, I missed it. It would not surprise me if he, kept a Buster Keaton face for that, though, because he doesn't seem like he's a guy that has a lot of charisma.
Well, yeah, the first year, last year when he won it, he just... It's almost like, did he hear the announcement? He had no reaction whatsoever. Almost from a sociopath, pathetic standpoint. And then this year he very like tongue in cheek put his hands in the air like, hey, all right, y'all happy? Like I'm celebrating, and and it's weird. And also Livy Dunn is sitting by his side in both of these situations. Like I just can't get excited about anything. But
no.
So yeah, it's weird, but I mean, it's pretty crazy. He just he's earned it. He's been just otherworldly his first 2 years.
Yes.
To tie in that to like coaches and stuff, I saw that Brent Strom is out in Pittsburgh.
Yep.
So it's like I don't know if he like retired or they just let him go, or I think they said it was maybe mutual or something, but like
maybe I got the impression that I think they canned him, but
yeah.
It could have been just maybe they offered him another position and he just said nah.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but yeah. So the Skeens, Brent Strom, even though he won a Cy Young, that relationship will only last 1 year, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, at least you were able to get him last year because you had gotten him 1 year and the card got a little smeared or something, right?
Yeah. I think that was him problem. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No, I was gonna say, Jeremy, in regards to Skeens, like they show the guy just on his couch not having any reaction. It's like just let Ron Darling give this guy a few pointers. Just Christ, Ron Darling he turns on watches some PCA highlights and you'll never see anybody more excited. Like just get him and Skeens together. Like yeah. But that's cool, Jeremy. And also just I guess to kind of wrap it up. Nick Kurtz, I was happy to see him be unanimous for the AL Rookie of the Year. That dude can really hit, and it's going to be fun to follow him next year to see what he can do for a full season.
Yeah, and to get ahead of ourselves a little bit, if we are going to be opening some Topps update at the card show, that's who we'll be chasing. He's got autographs. He actually has autographs in Topps Update and also Pro Debut, which is
baby, really? He's got that's sweet.
Yeah, so maybe one of us will get lucky. It'll probably be you, Jack. But
yeah, right.
But yeah, so yeah. I don't know. I'm looking at the managers. I was like, did I miss the Rockies hiring a manager? And I guess I didn't. And I'm like, are they trying to hire a manager? Like, is that part of their agenda this offseason? It doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, it sure is. Obviously, they're not going to retain that Warren Schaefer guy. But I think the big news with them was that Paul DePodesta got hired as their new president of baseball operations. Now, Jeremy, that would be a good guy to try to get at the bus. But I feel like he would never travel with the team. When the guy was with the Browns, in a role that is like shrouded in mystery, they said he lived in San Diego and never came to Cleveland. So I don't know if he's going to also run the Rockies the same way, if like that's why he agreed to take the job. But he'd be cool to get.
He would. I wonder if he would sign like the Moneyball DVD or something,
right?
Which I own. Which like, they say that was it Peter Brandt, I think was his name, but what's his name? Jonah Hill character, I guess, was supposed to be Paul DePodesta.
Yep.
So, it would be kind of cool to get him on the Moneyball DVD. But I would be up for getting him for sure. I would think that would be really cool.
Yeah, you already got Billy Bean too, so
That's
you
true.
can kind of complete the Moneyball, cast there.
That is true. That would be cool. Man, it's too bad I didn't get him on the Moneyball DVD. But
yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, that's interesting for sure. It was weird that he because where was he before? Was he with the Braves before that, or like?
DePodesta? So yeah, they said that, he was with the Dodgers for 2 years. He got fired there. Then I think he went to the Padres and then the Mets for a while, but he was not working as a GM. He was just working in, some other role before he went to the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, I thought that was weird that he went to football, so it's kind of cool that he's back in baseball. So
yeah, and there are a few managers who've hired some interesting coaches as well. Skip Schumacher, he hired Travis Jankowski as his first base coach in Texas. I don't know if you saw that one.
No, I did not see that. That's
yeah.
That's cool. I've wanted Jankowski for 2 years now. I think I was trying to get him in spring training 2 years ago with the Rangers. So that would be cool to be able to get him.
Yeah, he also hired. I never know if I'm pronouncing this right, but is it Alex Cintron as the hitting coach?
Cintron.
Cintron. Yeah, I tried to get him with Houston a couple times. I think it was at the Sox Park, but he seemed like an asshole. So I don't know if he'll sign now that he's with Texas. But Texas has historically not been a good team, so I'm not optimistic.
Yeah, might have to be a spring training sort of thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of Texas coaches, I saw that Tony Beasley went to the Pirates. So yeah, there's a lot of coach movement, and like it's kind of a bummer because I feel like I'm seeing more and more coaches that I just don't know and don't didn't play in the bigs or don't have cards. I wasn't keeping like a good list of coaches, so I feel like there's a couple that I saw that just aren't kind of coming to me right now. But Kurt Suzuki has a few interesting guys on his staff. He did hire John Gibbons, I'm seeing, as his bench coach, which is interesting. I maybe need to verify this from something that's not Google AI, but he's Mike Maddox is his new pitching coach. Yes, I believe that's correct. Yeah,
we get another chance to get snubbed by Maddox.
Yeah, because they're going to be here this year, right? They're due to come this year.
And it's actually the first series of the year, I think, maybe the home series for the Cubs. They'll be here on my birthday. That's a Wednesday, so I'm taking that day off, and I'm gonna go to that game because it's my damn birthday. So maybe Mike Maddox, if I put up a sign that says it's my 40th birthday, he'll sign for me. But I fucking doubt it. So.
Yeah, he might belittle you in some way or something like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm also seeing that he hired Adam Eaton, so Kurt Suzuki. Adam Eaton as his first base coach. So maybe there was room for like Drake LaRoche as a quality control staff, on the staff or something. Max Stassi is also on his staff as well.
That's the coach. I feel like every year there's like one or two coaching staffs that are just completely loaded with like former guys that we like saw play at this point.
Yep.
So that's the one for this year, I guess. The Adam Eaton one blew my mind because I'm like, is that the pitcher Adam Eaton or the player Adam Eaton? And sure enough, it's the position player. I mean, with Adam Eaton in place, Drake LaRoche could become the assistant GM, like if he has any say about it. And then just waiting in the wings to take over fully. But that's weird. I have a feeling, I don't think he was playing when we were graphing, but I have a feeling that he is not a good signer. I have a feeling he's an asshole.
Eaton?
Yeah.
It would not surprise me. It may be like Gerardo Parra 2.0.
Chris would be a good source to find out about Adam Eaton's signing habits.
Yeah. That's a good call for sure. Tony Vitello and Craig Albernaz did not really have anybody that moved the needle, but I see here that Derek Shelton hired LaTroy Hawkins as his bullpen coach, which is cool. Hawkins, I just read a bunch of articles about him in The Athletic and other places, but he'd been sniffing around a coaching job. I think he'd been wanting to get back into baseball, so that's cool. It'd be nice to try to get him, and also he hired Grady Sizemore as his first base coach. Those White Sox guys, those coaches are a little elusive when you go to the games, so it'd be good to try to get him with the Twins.
I had not seen the Grady Sizemore thing. That's interesting. I thought I'm surprised that he left that they let him go, the White Sox, but
well, that's what I'm seeing here. So so that's a cool one. And then Walt Weiss has a few neat guys. He hired Hefner, so good for Jeremy Hefner. I think I don't think we talked about that, so that's a new development. But Darnell Coles, Mr. Boku Bucks, Dustin Garneau is on his staff as well. We should have him inscribe that on a damn card. That'd be good.
Right. Inside joke. Just to go back to LaTroy Hawkins really quick, Jack, I should put it down for posterity on the podcast, but it's unfortunate there's no like video of it. But like I've talked to you about it plenty of times, but Cubs fans should remember LaTroy Hawkins is the guy who blew up at the media, and I think it was 2004, where he said like, "I can do your job, you can't do mine." who was like pissed at the writers for kind of asking him unpleasant questions when he was struggling as the closer, when he shouldn't have even been the closer. But there's no video of that anywhere. I can't find it anywhere, and it's super frustrating.
Yeah, that's too bad, man. Who knows? Maybe he even had Darren Baker as a human shield while he said that.
Yeah, exactly. So and everyone says how much of a nice guy he is.
Yep.
But that was a bad look for a guy who was supposedly a nice guy. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that's exciting. Were you going off of MLB.com for that, Jack, or did you have some kind of master list somewhere?
No, I Googled each coach individually, and then just kind of, went off of, admittedly Google AI, but it's got articles on the side of everything, so most of it seems pretty on the level.
Yeah, right. No, those were definitely there were some there that I had seen. So, MLB trade rumors is kind of tough to kind of sift through like on the fly. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, so that's interesting. Well, yeah, I mean, it's fun. As Dennis says, you always got the coaches. So, yeah, we this is the work that we do in the off season while Dennis is sorting his hockey cards or whatever, whatever he does. So yeah, so there you go. But yeah, so it's exciting. But yeah, Jack, I guess for more pressing matters. Yeah, this weekend is the Chicago Sports Spectacular in Rosemont, Illinois. We've gone to it now, like 4 years in a row, maybe something like that.
Jeez, it's at least 3, but it might be 4.
Yeah, for sure. So, thank God this year I'm not coming from my company holiday party.
Right.
But
it'll cut the drive in half.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was still thinking like it's still going to be a pain in the ass to get there because like it's still going to be Friday after like rush hour traffic.
Yeah.
But it'll be a lot more palatable. I almost had a situation where I was teaching a class at that time, so it was actually almost even worse. But that ended up resolving itself. So yeah, we're gonna give it like the full go on Friday. Yep. And let me see what time this shows. I think it's like 4:00 maybe is when it starts. 3:30.
It might be, 3 or 4. Yeah.
Okay, I say we get there when it opens.
Yeah. Why not? Sure.
Yeah. So we'd actually even beat a little bit of traffic if we got there that early. So, but lots of signers this whole weekend. We're definitely going to do the Friday thing. And then, potentially Saturday as well. I will be there all weekend just because of the way the signings are scheduled out. So yeah, we can kind of go through it, Jack, if you want. Friday signers. Friday is pretty much like the Bears night for signers.
And for a guy like me, that's a little bit disappointing because Friday is the one day that I'm sure to be able to go.
Yeah.
So to have all those Bears guys on there, that's fine, Jeremy. And maybe some year, maybe if I can pick up a cheap card on one of these guys, maybe I'll just get him for the hell of it. But yeah, I mean, I don't have any emotional connection to any of these 85 Bears guys, so it doesn't really make sense for me to get one.
Yeah, and I've kind of in recent years decided to maybe try to get as many as possible. So for me, it's kind of a bummer because I can't. There's like 15 guys or something, or more than that, I think even. So like I would, I would have to sell my car to get these guys. So, and then you're at the point where you're picking and choosing. And I mean, honestly, there's some really like obscure guys as you go down the list, but there's a lot of good guys like so Mike Singletary, Jack, I never told you about this, but Mike Singletary did a signing at, like an appliance store, like a block away from my house, when I was a kid.
Wow.
Growing up. And I was at school when it happened. But my mom went over there and like got a football of mine signed by him, and like she said she actually like like hung out with him. Like she sat at the table. She might have been like even flirting with the guy.
Oh my God.
But like she sat at the table with him and was like her and her friend were like sitting there like talking to him and stuff. And yeah, she got the football signed for me. And it was back in the day when like the signings were free.
Oh man.
So I have that football somewhere, I think. But I would certainly like to get him on a card or something. But I don't think I'm going to do it just because there's too many other guys.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, just this weekend on Saturday and Sunday for sure. Yeah, I'm trying to think, Jeremy, do they have, like, let's say I was just like, F it, I want to do get a Kevin Butler. Are there vendors at this thing that would sell just like individual cards of these guys?
Yeah, I'm sure there's guys who have cards. You'll have to kind of like go around and look, like,
Yeah.
And it's quite a big show, so it might be kind of a pain to do that. But like, you'll find guys who will have a stack and it'll say like today's signers or something.
Okay, maybe that'd be a mission just to see if I could pick up like one guy and try to get him signed or something. We'll have plenty of time.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, right. We'll be able to find something. I bought a couple Kevin Butler cards because he did a small signing around here, and I was gonna get him, and like I might still pull the trigger. He's $30.
Yeah.
But then another 15 for the inscription. I've seen some of his autographs where he draws a field goal post as part of his autograph. Like that would be kind of pretty cool to get. And then certainly like, I would want to get him to inscribe like Super Bowl 20 champions. So but Dennis McKinnon is like a guy who's worth it. Hilgenberg, Gary Fensick, Willie Galt, Jimbo Covert. But then there's guys like Stephen Humphreys, who I'm like don't even really. He was probably lower on the roster, and like I just didn't like know about him. Reggie Phillips, although I think Reggie Phillips might have had an interception in the Super Bowl. There's some real like kind of like low roster guys that I'm sure guys who are guys try to get the whole roster, right? So like they need these guys, but I'm too young to remember some of these lower roster guys. So
sure.
But yeah, mostly Super Bowl guys. Dennis Rodman is also signing, and so is Billy Williams.
Yeah, so those are kind of the two big guys. Darren Williams is also signing. I was he played in the NBA, I think, for a little while, but I absolutely remember him on those really good Illinois teams. But Rodman and Williams are kind of the two headliners on Friday night. Jeremy, with Rodman, I don't know if he's going to be doing dinner with people this year. Like I remember the first year we went to this thing. If you paid like $500, you could have dinner with Dennis Rodman. And, of course, he had the classic promo where he said, Friday night, we're going to do one thing, dinner. And it's going to be special. That was the whole thing. It was classic. He had a big line, too, so he's pretty popular around here. He was somebody I maybe kind of considered, but $99 is a little, I don't know, it's a little steep for him.
Yeah, he did a local signing like not so long ago. I think he's a guy who like signs a lot, probably because he needs the money, and
yes.
So like, I would also I'm in the same boat, Jack. I would get him just for the experience, but it's gonna have to be at another time. But he's definitely a cool guy just to see there. And like when he kind of comes in and stuff, it's kind of cool to kind of be down by the autograph section when guys enter. Like when Ric Flair came out, people went nuts. And even the guy who announces the signings, like there's a guy on the microphone who's like, tickets number 25 to 50 for Billy Williams. Even when Ric Flair came out, he did like a whole like Howard Finkel like ring introduction for the guy, and everyone went crazy. So it's cool to even be down there, even if you're not getting the autographs, just to see him walk in. Especially I think on Saturday it'll be very cool because like all the celebrities are going to be there that day. So so yeah, Jack, if you do end up going Saturday, that's one thing I didn't say earlier. We were kind of discussing Saturday. It would be cool to be around to see like like for you to see like Charlie Sheen and like Corbin Burnson and Emilio Estevez. Like, not that I'm gonna get him, but it'd be cool to kind of see him in person. I've seen Sheen before, and he's surprisingly short.
Okay.
But yeah, it would be cool to see some of these guys.
Yeah, I suppose Martin Sheen and Emilio Estevez both seem like short guys. So I guess that doesn't surprise me about Charlie, even though he doesn't look like in his movies. Maybe it's some clever camera angles. Those major league guys are kind of expensive. I mean, Sheen is 140, so that figures. He's 139. But Corbin Burnson, $69 for a Corbin Burnson autograph. I guess I guess that the market will pay that for him, but that's still like wow. I don't. He's not really. He was on a show, right, for a while too.
He was on L.A. Law.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, but I mean, in the last 35 years, he hasn't done much. So, yeah, I don't know. It's cool, but that's cool though, Jeremy. I'd get him.
Yeah, I actually have a Corbin Burnson autograph from like a set that came out.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's cool to have him because of his place with
Yes.
with the team or with the movie. Yeah, L.A. Law. He was also in. He was in some kind of, I want to say like Dr. Giggles, or actually the other guy from L.A. Law was in Dr. Giggles, but he was in some kind of like weird, like some weird like movies. Like it was weird. He definitely was on TV back in the day where TV actors didn't quite do movies, and definitely movie stars didn't do like TV. But
Sure.
But yeah, he's been on some cool stuff. So
Yeah.
that's a whole thing with the major league guys. And then I think on the side area they have Chelsea Ross, the guy who played Harris in Major League, who I did get a couple years ago at a card show, and he was very cool. He's also in Rudy too. So.
Oh yeah, and he's doing he's signing from 10:30 to 12:30. Okay, I actually didn't see that one. Yeah, he was in Mad Men too, right? Didn't he play?
Oh yeah,
Hilton?
Conrad. Yeah, he played Hilton. Yeah, Conrad Hilton, I think. So
yeah.
Yeah. So that's it's cool. It's almost like a thing where it's like it's too bad I already got him because like he's a cool guy and like I wish I could like sit next to the guy and talk to him or something. But yeah.
Yeah, heck yeah. The guy I'm really looking at. So yeah, you mentioned Emilio Estevez is there too, which is funny that both him and Charlie Sheen are charging a $139 for just signing a flat. But Reggie Jackson is there, so I'm heavily considering going to get him on to get him on Saturday. He's probably he's one of the guys like Ricky Henderson who's like this might be one of the next guys I shell out for. Unfortunately, Ricky Henderson passed. But, yeah, I don't know, man. Reggie Jackson's a tough one to resist.
Yeah, for sure. He's, I really, we kind of talked about this a little bit because you picked up a card just in case you end up getting him. I really want him on an Angels card because of the whole Major League thing. And I think that was also, like, kind of the funniest look that he had. Like, he had, like, he kind of had, like, the hair sticking out of the helmet a little bit. And had like the big glasses at that point, and they were kind of like tinted at that point. So I like his look with the Angels specifically, but yeah,
he actually has that look in the card that I have. I have his 87 tops traded with the A's, which is also a cool card. But he does look like that. But of course, if you get him with the A's, you don't get the conversation about what is it, Naked Gun?
Naked Gun, yeah. So yeah, for sure. I think and so it's funny. I guess. Same era, so he went back to the Angels there. Was that his last year, Jack? I can't remember.
I think it was, Jeremy.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. That's his like last card, last Major League card. So, if that's the case, so yeah, like he would definitely be cool. I ended up buying one of his autographs off eBay at some point. So I have him in my collection. It would be definitely cool to meet him though.
Yeah, I kind of want to ask him about Charlie Lau because he worked with Charlie Lau, same guy that worked with George Brett and considered one of the greatest hitting coaches ever. So that would be a cool thing. I actually have a question for you, Jeremy. Though, like when you're gonna get a marquee guy like this, do you bring your book and just put him on a single page and just hand the guy a book to sign the card, or like how do you approach that?
I did that. I have done that before. I did that with Imanaga.
Okay.
Which was probably one of the more pricier autographs that I've gotten. So yeah, I guess it's not a bad approach. I mean, like it's a lot easier. You don't have to worry about them. Like like when you try to pick up the card, either they slide it across the table, or like they're trying to like pick it up and God forbid they use their fingernails or something. So sometimes it's it's a little safer to do that. I have done it before. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's good information. That might be what I do if I get him. Yeah, so there's a couple other Illini guys there. In addition to Darren Williams, you got Luther Head and James Augustine. I remember both of those guys as well. Jeremy, I might as well mention that Illinois is playing Alabama in basketball at the United Center this week on Wednesday night. I picked up a ticket for that, so as a college basketball fan, I couldn't resist. It wasn't super cheap for a third deck ticket, but I think it'll be fun. Illinois on the brain there. But Brian Urlacher is signing as well. You've never gotten him, right?
No, and
Okay.
it's too bad. That's a guy who has been around long enough now to like talk himself out of fandom for me.
Yeah, sure.
And he's just like, I mean, there's a lot of guys who I think, I probably don't agree with, and guys that I've gotten just in person and even paid for. Urlacher, I think, has crossed that bridge where it's like, I could not give him any of my money. I don't think I could like help fund his like lifestyle of bad takes at this point. It's too bad because the guy was amazing. And, I have a Lance Briggs jersey actually that I want in a break. And I really want to get Devin Hester. He's a guy who's like on my list. He's very expensive. So Urlacher would just make sense to go with all of those.
Yeah.
So maybe maybe I'll pick up a card or something at some point, but I cannot, I can't give him $100. I just can't do it.
I think we talked about this last year. Is Hester there this year?
No, he's not.
He was there last year though, I think, and he was expensive.
Yeah. And even before, or maybe he didn't do signings before he got into the Hall of Fame, but definitely after he got into the Hall of Fame, he's able to charge more, and he certainly did. So, it's rough.
Is Lance Briggs the guy who left his sports car on the freeway?
Yeah, he crashed his Lamborghini on the Edens, right on the same route that I would take to work. And after it happened, someone had spray painted a 55 like on the on the viaduct like cement that he crashed into, which is pretty funny.
Yeah.
And then he also got another car crash like in Six Corners, like in the neighborhood Six Corners in Chicago, which is I frequented a lot as a kid. So it's like the guy was running amok in the city of Chicago vehicularly. But those two guys were great as football players.
Yeah.
Just a menace to society otherwise. Those are some interesting ones.
Yeah,
Robert,
I think Kukoc though is worth mentioning too. He's obviously a guy I remembered a lot from my as a kid. He's kind of cheap though. He's $59. So I don't think I would stay that late to get him. But he's a guy. If he was there on Friday, I would be like, you know what, I'll get him.
Yeah, right. He's a cool one. Like as far as the actors go, Robert Wool. From our list and also from Batman is there. Christopher McDonald played Shooter Gavin had to cancel because he's filming Hacks, which is unfortunate. I'm glad I wasn't counting on getting him. For me for Saturday, my first guy who I'm for sure getting. I already purchased my tickets, Jack. So I have I purchased a ticket. I'm gonna get John Cusack.
Yeah, that's a good one. You've never gotten him in person, right?
Nope, not in person. So I do have like that World Series baseball by him, and honestly, I suppose if I knew that, although that ball is such an oddity, that I'm kind of glad I have it. But if I knew that I ever was going to get a shot to get him in person, I maybe would not have bought the ball. But the ball was cheaper than what he's charging to sign, so it is what it is. But now this is a big gamble for me, Jack, because. My favorite movie of all time is Better Off Dead.
Yeah.
Have you seen that movie, Jack?
I've only seen it once, but I have seen it.
Okay. Yeah, it's my favorite movie of all time. I saw it as a kid, and it's just like it's an 80s movie, but it's like weird. It has a lot of weirdness to it, and like it's the weirdness that really just tips it over and like sets it apart from other movies. Favorite movie of all time. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend checking it out. Two things though that are an issue there. Number one, John Cusack has like said that he like hates that movie or like has denounced it or whatever. And two, I've just heard nothing but stories that John Cusack's an asshole.
I've heard those. I've heard stories too, Jeremy. I think they're from different people. So yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. So I'm taking a big risk here. It's definitely a never meet your heroes sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I have heard that he's kind of maybe chilled out a little bit about Better Off Dead as the years have gone on.
Okay.
And there are plenty of other things I'd like to talk to him about. I even forgot today that he was in Being John Malkovich. Like that would be a really cool one. Like have him sign something for that.
He's in Con Air. I think I brought that up to you, but
right.
One of my favorite movies.
Yeah, Con Air. I mean, John Cusack was a guy who, like, growing up, like, my family would just, rent a movie just because he was in it. Yep. And he's, local guy, Evanston, Chicago, whatever. But I've been kind of experimenting, Jack, with printing out 8x10s because I think I'm going to get them on an 8x10.
Okay.
And I was trying to find a still from Better Off Dead to get it on, and I just couldn't find, like, all the ones online just weren't, like, from, like, my favorite scenes. So I actually, like, made in, like, Photoshop, like, a collage of, like, 3 different things from Better Off Dead, and I had it printed today at Walgreens, and it turned out really nice. So I'm actually, like, super stoked to get him now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be cool. I'm gonna mention the Better Off Dead thing, and we'll see what his reaction is like. I'm gonna have another thing in my back pocket, like another film reference, to throw out there, just to I'll mention like High Fidelity or something, just because I'm sure that's like his probably favorite movie that he's ever made.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that shakes out, but it could be a rocky road.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, Jeremy, and we're gonna be doing a recap of kind of all the events. Next week. But you should save the story for the podcast because, it'll be interesting to hear.
Yeah, most definitely. So yeah, a lot of other guys, a lot of football guys the rest of the day, a lot of basketball guys. I would
get, and again, if I go on Saturday, I don't think I would hang around just to get him, but Ralph Sampson would be another cool guy just as a big college basketball fan. He's in the Collegiate Basketball Hall of Fame. So, and actually he's in the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame, which is maybe the NBA Hall of Fame. I don't know. He didn't have a very illustrious NBA career, but very famous college player. So he would be a neat guy to get for me.
Yeah, that's cool. I would. I kind of wanted to get Christian Okoye.
Yeah, he would be another cool guy too. He was kind of a flash in the pan as a player, but he was definitely popular when he was good.
Yeah, for sure. He was. I always liked him. He seemed like pretty beloved, just for just being kind of like a different kind of guy. I have a former student who I could probably say at this point is like a friend of mine who's from Nigeria, and
nice.
Like I've talked to him about Christian Okoye, and I wish that I could like bring him with and like get him, have him meet him or something like. But just like for the Nigerian pride, civic pride. But yeah, like so it would be cool to get him. He does sign through the mail, so I might end up just doing that. But
he was a guy I was looking at too, Jeremy, that I thought would have been cool to get.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it would be. Only so many things you can do.
Right.
Anybody else for Saturday before we move to Sunday?
No, let's move to Sunday.
Yeah, so for me, Sunday's like gonna be my big day. I finally get a shot at Rizzo.
Yep.
First time since I've been collecting that he's gonna be signing. And I've been going back and forth about like what I'm gonna get. Jack, I'm gonna text you a picture. In fact, I guess I can text it to you now. But if you recall, listeners, years ago I got Chris Bryant to sign one half of this baseball card from the last out of the World Series. It's a Topps Now card. It's like Chris Bryant and Anthony Rizzo final out. They call it the Brizzo card. They made a real version of it through Topps Now. that had a relic of the base, like a piece of the base, and like it routinely sells for like, or not routinely, but it's if anyone actually sells it, they're like listing it at like 5 figures. It's a piece that I will never own. Like the original one. So I have to like go for my next best thing, which is like the poor man's Brizzo card, which is what I call it. And so I got Chris Bryant on one half, and I need to get Anthony Rizzo on the other half. I want to, but like, it's weird. He's very expensive. It's a dark card. So like, I feel like if I'm going to like pay for Anthony Rizzo, like I want it to be the best possible card and the best, quality, but I'm kind of like locked into completing this card now. So Jack, did you get that picture I sent you?
I did, Jeremy. So is that autograph photoshopped right there, or like what?
No, I just did that on the card sleeve just to kind of visualize what it might look like.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to like make it I was just trying to like mock it up basically. So that's how I want him to do it, and like I might send him that picture. I might like bring that picture with me to show him how I want it done. This is a situation where I'm just gonna have to be like, this is exactly what I want, and I'm not gonna like pass the card over until like I show it to him.
Yes,
because like I need this thing to turn out perfect.
There's too much money on the line here, Jeremy.
Yes, exactly. So I might even print that picture out and put it with the card just so he sees like what I want it to end up like. So I think that's the way I'm going to do it. I think that's the best way I can get it done.
Yeah, Jeremy, that's awesome. So that's some good thinking right there. Very cool. Just to confirm, so this is what you're going to get Rizzo on. Are you going to get him on another thing with just him, or is that maybe that's a next year thing?
Yeah, I mean, I went back and forth, man, and there's some cards I want him like that I would get him on solo, but I think since I got the shot, I just got to complete this dual card. I have like that Cubs Field of Dreams card like completed with Sandberg, Dawson, Billy Williams, and Lee Smith. And so this is going to go right up there with it. And so I think I'm just going to be relieved to have it completed and to have him do the inscription on it. We're getting in the weeds a little bit on all this stuff, but I just, I've obviously it's a huge deal for me, a huge card for me. So I think I'm just going to go with this for now. And like, maybe I can get him in person. I'm sure he's going to do another show. So like, maybe I'll just get him again, like, next time he does a show. But I think I just want to knock this one out.
Yeah, that's a good call, Jeremy. Worth it, I think, definitely. Him and Rossi will be there on the same day, David Ross. I was almost wondering, like, I wonder if on Friday night we could try to figure out if they're like going out in Wrigleyville or Chicago or anything like that, and see if we could graph them. Because I'm sure they are, and maybe they're even going out with Hayward too. But like, I'm sure those guys will do something this weekend to go out.
Man.
Not that they'd probably sign, but who knows? Maybe they'll be around Wrigley Field this weekend. I don't know.
That's a really interesting call. And like, the question is like, would they be in Wrigley or would they be out in Rosemont, like if they're all staying out there?
Sure. Or would they be bougie and go like downtown somewhere? I feel like Ross is a little bit bougier than you would think. Like he would go to he would go to like Gibson's or like a steakhouse or something. Jason Hayward, like if they go out with him, like who knows? But they're gonna go out somewhere. So I don't know. There's autographs on the table if we could. Who knows? Maybe we can contact our friend who seems to know, but they wouldn't give out that information. But maybe, who knows? Maybe they would.
Well, no, that's what I'm thinking, Jack. I'm thinking maybe I should reach out to JEJ, and I don't know if you want to reach out to Dennis or something.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think like we should, because it is possible they might be around there. Like Wilson Contreras is signing too that day, so like.
Yep.
My fear is that it might be Saturday night instead of Friday night, but I don't know. But certainly they're going to be in the city and they're going to be around here, so like they will be out there at some point. It's just a matter of where and when. As far as those guys go, I've gotten Ross before. I've gotten Hayward in person. I don't have a World Series inscription from him, but and I don't have him on a World Series card, but just that's gonna have to be a later date sort of thing.
Sure.
And then Rick Sutcliffe is also signing that day, so I'm gonna go for that as well.
Yeah, that's a good one, Jeremy. Just might as well just finally bite the bullet and get him. That's great. There's so many good guys on Sunday. It's unfortunate not to be able to go, but also it's that'd be you'd really be racking up the money spent if you did every guy you'd want. Frank Thomas is going to be there. If he was there on Friday, I mean that would be a home run. I would definitely get him. A couple other cool guys: Freddie Garcia, Carl Everett. We already have Willie Harris. It's funny that he's only $35. Eventually, I'm going to have to get Kerry Wood. Jeremy, the price is kind of right on him. He only charges $60. Like that ain't bad at all.
No, he's not. He's fairly affordable.
Yep. Him and Rick Monday would be a good guy to get. And I mean, then they got like Jose Rio and Jack Clark, which would all be really cool. Ron Kittle, Jeff Reardon, a lot of cool guys who are cheap.
Yeah, honestly, we maybe should have saved more time for Sunday because there are a lot of guys to talk about. I mean, even trying to get Owen Casey would be peace of mind, as that one guy said.
Yeah, that MF-er frickin', what does he charge extra to not personalize?
Yeah. I think I'm hoping to just get him at Cubs convention and go through his line and not try to get him on the side because I think that's where we got screwed. But even Horace Grant would be cool. Everett I did get locally at a small show, so that was cool. That was a funny interaction I had with him. But yeah, I'm kind of working on 05 White Sox now too, like just to try to get some guys. Rick Monday was a guy I was going to get until like Rick Sutcliffe was announced, and Jack and John Cusack was announced. Lee Smith I still need on like that photo from the Field of Dreams. Sure. And I'm gonna have to wait and just hope he's at Cubs convention and I can sneak another Hall of Fame inscription out of him. Heck yeah. And Jose Rio definitely was a guy I wanted to get just because I love that '90s Reds team so much. Like and it's unfortunate because I'm not even sure why he's there or when he would be back. Like that seems like a national sort of thing, but they got him for this for some reason. And he was the ace of that staff. So I really would like to get him, but I'm hoping someone gets a Jose Rio ticket and like drops it on the ground and I find it and maybe I can just get him or something. But Jack Clark I've wanted to get him for a while. Yeah, there's just too many freaking guys at this show, man.
There are. I'm trying to think too. Wasn't it last year? It was last year that we got Lee Smith, I think. But didn't you? Wasn't there something where like his wife took a phone call and you were able to get the Hall of Fame inscription? Do you remember that? Oh,
of course. That's a huge. I feel like that's a huge caper in the from that episode for sure. But yeah. Like he denied a friend of mine. At one point, and the wife like said like no, like we don't do that, and at this show, and he didn't do it, and then luckily the wife was distracted when I did it. I asked him, he looked annoyed, but also like, hey, let me do this real quick before she sees. And I got out of there. That's how I completed that Field of Dreams card, because I only needed him for the Hall of Fame inscription. I had him; he had already signed it, so. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. Oh, that's good stuff. But we'll have the recap of this whole show for you next week. And yeah, Jeremy, I'm definitely interested to hear how both Saturday and Sunday go for you, because even if I go on Saturday, I'm not sure I'm going to run into you. So that'll be good to hear about.
Well, we could always coordinate for the podcast too, but
we certainly could, and there maybe I'll stay for Ralph Sampson as well, so we could figure something out.
Yeah, I think it would be cool to see those the Sheens, Estevez's like that. I think it would be cool to see those people like in line and stuff. So we can we'll talk about it. We'll definitely be there Friday, and we'll be ripping some cards afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah, heck yeah. So that'll be another thing we can recap too. You never know what we're gonna get, so that'll be fun.
Yeah. All right. So that should be cool, and I've been looking forward to it for a while. So we'll talk all about it next episode, but that'll do it for this episode. So for Rain Delay Theater, I'm Jeremy Dionisio.
I'm Jack Sikowski.
We'll catch you next time.
Later.